This is the team. It isn't my team. We are one team, and we work together in the same style. That's Robert Cachinero. He was my assistant for 5 years, came to me knowing nothing. The first person I ever hired that knew nothing. And I trained him, and everything he learned from me. And he then dumped me. I went out to sell real estate, and he's doing great. Cyndi I've known since high school, and we started working together probably about 25, 30 years ago. And we grew up in Miami Beach. Jason's father was my friend since I was 14 years old. And he sent Jason over to me because when he wanted to leave the hotel management business and get into real estate, which I'm still not sure he's happy about, but I think he is, he came to talk to me and stayed. And Nathalie just arrived. Her mom's been in real estate for many years. She met Jason doing a deal and asked Jason to speak with her. And everybody that works with us, plus our assistants that are back in the office, we pride ourselves in going out with a lot of knowledge. We pride ourselves in being very transparent, informative, and respectful. And when you're respectful to your client, you are also respectful to yourself. We work really hard. And we know we're in a service business where, if someone calls you at 11 p.m., you better answer the phone. And one of the important things that I think people listening to us have to be aware of is that we all have our pluses and minuses, our comfort zone. So sometimes when you go and you listen to someone telling you, go make calls, go knock on a door. I've never knocked on a door. I've never made a call. I'm bad at it, just bad. But I can talk away if you're one-on-one and get me going. So find your niche. And everyone wants to start at the top. But even us at this stage of the game, if the grandson or the son of my first client needs a rental, I can't say no. So we all work together. We share the wealth. We share the clients. But we're always at their service so that they keep their business with us. So going back to your sphere of influence, if what makes you comfortable is to hang out in a bar and you feel really comfortable talking to your barmaids, that's your source of client and your sphere of influence. If you go out to, an event, not everybody can do the same thing. So whatever I'm telling you I do is not going to work for you. What I'm saying is you find what works for you and milk it.
Right. Cultivate that relationship. Keep it going. Stay in touch with that person. Even if it's been a long time or nothing, hey, look what just sold on the market. Look what's going on. I mean, I do that all the time.
Yeah, it's not just about the selling. It's about the relationships. Knowledge, number one. Knowledge of your business, number one. And number two, fostering relationships with your clients.
Yeah, that's totally right. And to me, the word transaction is a bad word. It's a negative word, right? And the truth is that we do work in transactions. That's our business. The art of it is being able to navigate through the deal, making it seem like an experience instead of a transaction. And that's really hard to do. And I think that all of us here do a great job at that. And that's part of the reason why we're successful. And when you do that, you build a certain level of trust with your client. That's very different than if you're treating it as a transaction. And they feel it. You can't forget that. If they feel like you're just out for the money, you're done.
And you're selling them a home. At the end of the day, it's our business. But you're selling somebody a home where they're going to live. And nothing is more rewarding. I know that when you come in through the door and you're genuine and you're coming from the heart and you're giving information and you know what you're talking about, everyone feels it. Just like you feel when someone's doing the opposite. I have never in my 45 years calculated a commission before it closed because that's when your deal falls apart.
Never, ever. Never.
We'll do that, and at the end we figure it out and everyone's happy. There's never been an issue. And I think that that's something that's special to have in a business where there's a huge money grab out there.
I'd like to add, being the new person on the team, the drive that we have for this coming year is going to create such an amazing 2023 for all of us. So I know that everybody has a goal and plan for this 2023. They have a schedule. They have something coming up for this 2023. And it's very, very exciting to be here.
So it just so happens that I'm at EWM by default, but maybe by some divine intervention. Because Ron Sheffield and Al Harper, who went to play with trains somewhere, were my bosses in 1970 in Brick 11. And I was just a little receptionist who wanted to get into real estate, and my door was to be the receptionist. And then somehow in between I was working on getting my license, and then they got me into rentals and resales and developer sales. So I come from the developer world where Ron was my boss. He was junior boss. And then there were two big bosses. But I think 25 years ago, he then left and bought EWM. 25 years ago, he went on a shopping spree and bought a few other companies, one of which I had just started because I couldn't find like the right niche to work with at the time. And then Cyndi always says, and the reason why I'm still with Ron today, it's all about relationships. The relationship is still the family that's in Miami. Cyndi always says, take it away.
Ron Sheffield is the voice of South Florida real estate. Without a doubt, that's why I'm still here.
The reason I started with this company over 10 years ago, besides obviously my connection to Esther, was I felt the vibe of the company was very authentic and genuine. And I came from a ultra luxury hotel background with Ritz-Carlton, which was extremely family oriented in terms of how you felt in the workplace. And the only company that I felt that way with was with EWM. And after, of course, knowing Esther, but meeting Ron and Sherry and the rest of the team, it was a very natural fit for me, because it's really the only place I felt had true integrity within the roots of the brand and the company. So,
Good word, integrity.
that's what it's about.
Fancy word. Good word. It's all about integrity.
Yeah. And Ron's very approachable. That's another thing. Very, very approachable. So that's why we're here.